Hey, Brian from SnakeBytes here. BHB has been founded on trying to get the coolest new projects and animals as we possibly can. We're going to look at some old projects and a brand new one that we just got in. You're watching SnakeBytes. When you're breeding snakes for a living, of course what you want to do is have the coolest new projects. So over the last 20 plus years, we've been doing our best to get into the cutting edge animals. Of course, we even did a show about the pinstripe ball python. This was certainly one of the projects that really helped found BHB and grow it to the level it is now. But there's been a few other projects I want to look back on before we look forward to our newest project. Albino Honduran milk snakes were actually the first break that I ever had in the reptile hobby. A friend of mine over in Europe offered me the very first albino babies, and this project here is really what launched my career into the unusual morphs. The next big project that really helped kick off my career into unusual morphs were the hognose. And the very first one that I bought was an albino hognose. I bought the very first animal that was actually sold from a guy down in Texas. And these guys really helped me out, but to be honest, they took a while to get going. Now we do tremendous with them, and they're super cool animals. Next, I was fortunate enough to get an animal that was called an axanthic, which is this guy right here. And I bought it off of a guy out in New Jersey, and they were the very first and only ones. They were actually produced from a clutch of eggs that came from a wild-caught female. And then I bought these caramel albinos. I was fortunate enough to buy the very first two babies ever produced. I was really lucky to get into these cool hognose morphs before the market truly exploded.
All right, guys, it's Cal's question of the week. School's getting out, summer is here, it's getting hot outside, nice outside, summer vacation's happening. I mean, I'm probably gonna go up north, do some dirt bike with my daughter, a little bit of fishing. I think I said the exact same thing last year, but who cares? I wanna know from you guys, what are your big summer plans? Text or video comment below, let me know.
And most recently, it's been about these scaleless corn snakes. I got the pictures from a friend of mine over in France, and I knew I had to buy them. It's so exciting because it's a corn snake, which means you can breed them into hundreds of mutations. So this project is going to be going for the next couple of decades. This time, it's not all about snakes. It's actually about a monitor lizard. I got an email a couple weeks ago, and a farm over in West Africa hatched these guys out. There were actually 3 little jet black Nile monitors. Now, I've always been a monitor fan, and I've kept them on and off over the last 20 years, and I really love the attitude of Nile monitors. They're little feisty animals. Now, they're not for everybody. They can get up to 7 foot long. Again, they come from Africa. These guys can get pretty rowdy when they get bigger. We're gonna do our best to really tame these things down, but I tell you what, when we have a 6 or 7 foot Nile monitor, that long tail can whip you really hard, and you certainly got to be careful about their mouth because their teeth are definitely something you don't want to mess with. You can also see that they have really sharp claws. Those are used for climbing trees. When they're juveniles, they spend a lot more time in the trees, and as they get older, they stay on the ground almost all the time, but they still love water, and they can certainly still climb their entire life. These guys are carnivores, so right now they're feeding on crickets, pinkies, chicken liver, whatever, and as they get bigger, they certainly eat an awful lot. It's really cool because when they're adults, they can produce up to 35 eggs. I certainly hope that in a couple years, when these guys get to adult, we're gonna have a bunch of baby jet black Nile monitors. Right now, we're calling these guys night Nile monitors, but we're not sure that we're stuck on that name. If you guys have a really cool name for a jet black monitor, go ahead and comment down below. Who knows, I may actually pick your name for the future of this project.
Now we got a couple new employees here. We're gonna ask them a couple questions so you guys can get to know them. Let's get it. How'd you get this job?
Well, I went on Craigslist, and it wasn't mentioned as BHB. It was mentioned just as a reptile cleaning job, and I thought, you know what, I like snakes. Let's go ahead and give it a try. Before I knew it, Laura had given me a call. I came in for an interview.
I saw that Brian was hiring on Facebook.
Okay. All right, what's your favorite snake?
I would probably have to go with either a gaboon viper or a black tiger snake.
What's your favorite food?
Eel sushi, specifically eel.
What are your hobbies other than snakes?
Hobbies other than snakes, photography.
Who's your favorite coworker?
Not you.
Who's your favorite coworker?
You.
Good. How many cartwheels have you done in the past 24 hours, to be honest?
I'd have to say 0.
Do you think it's racist that only white people are seen at Cracker Barrel?
What's cracked now?
How many prison pen pals do you have?
Only 3.
Puppy or baby? One died.
Baby has to live.
Is it still called a hearing if a deaf person goes to court?
Yes.
Are California girls really unforgettable?
I haven't been with one, couldn't tell you.
When you see a squirrel crossing a power line, do you secretly wish it would fall?
No, I don't really wish harm on animals.
What part of the cow does beef jerky come from?
Any part?
What Disney character are you most sexually attracted to?
What?
For this week's Comment of the Week, the question was, what do you think about helmet laws? And Blinks5445 said,
Helmet and seatbelt laws are not about saving your life, it's about statistics. When you pass a sign that says, buckle up, we need you, that doesn't mean the state loves you and wants to take you to dinner. As I've always said, if you want to fly through a windshield or get dropped on your noggin going 65 miles per hour, it should be your choice, not theirs.
yeah, I totally agree with you. I'm not so big on that helmet law either, and I do think we all should make our own choices. Thanks a lot for watching the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to keep you guys up to date as these monitors get bigger, and hopefully we breed them in the future. As you guys are watching the show, I'm actually going to be down in Australia filming some epic animal stuff. If you guys want to keep up to date on my adventure, just check it out on facebook.com/SnakeBytesTV. Until next time, this has been Snake Bytes.